Hey guys, Digital Lifestyle here, back with another video. This one's on, the European market, the Asian market, who are moving ahead with regulations in the cryptocurrency space. Here you have CoinShares backed Karamanu, I hope I'm saying that right, secures crypto custodian registration in the UK. Right, going down the article, the Kiano is a cryptocurrency custody firm co-created by crypto investment firm CoinShares, the hardware wallet provider Ledger, and Japanese investment firm Bank Nomura, I think that's said right, I'm not sure, I'm probably butchering these names, not Ledger though. The company announced on 6th of October that it would receive approval from the UK market in Financial Conductors Authority FCA to register as a custodian wallet provider under the Money Laundering, Terrorism, Financing and Transfer of Funds Regulations 2017. Right? The community will offer institutional services as well as Community Connect, our leasing collateral management solution in the UK. Kamanu's head of strategy, Sebastian Weidman, told Telegraph. Right, listen. This is for institutional investors, not for people like me. You're going to see that again throughout this story, throughout this video. Institutional investors are first when it comes down to this market, unfortunately, not us. Although, not being funny, those who are in crypto now got in way before the institutions, because, like myself, I saw the writing on the wall. When it comes down to transformation in the monetary system, because the system is old, antiquated, it keeps breaking. You're hearing banks like our bank in Iowa, I believe, has problems, and it's been taken over. Anyway, let me carry on. Right, here you have Hong Kong regulator issues tokenized investment requirements amid demand. Right, the Securities and Futures Commission (SFC) of Hong Kong laid down the business requirements for offering tokenized securities and other investment products in circulator released November the 2nd, right? And here's the other one, Deutsche Bank, or DZ Bank, I'm not sure if that's Deutsche Bank, it's the DZ Bank, third largest German bank to start cryptocurrency custody for institutional investors. Guys, wake up to this, wake up. And the London Stock Exchange seeks digital assets director. This is massive news coming not just for cryptocurrencies and for those who hold them, but for the digital asset space as a whole, and for Europe and the Asian market. And I also understand Dubai is hosting, I think, the Swell event, where they're going to be, or with Ripple, because that's Ripple Swell event. And you know what? More things are to come. And XRP price right now is at 68 cents. If you look at the market's practically green with a few exceptions of red, but the market's practically green. And XRP price now, oh gosh, it's gone up. When I started recording this video, it was 69 cents. Wow. Let me carry on. On the stock exchange, yeah, I've done that. Right, now let's hear from Loomis, and Cynthia Loomis, and regulations for the crypto market.
Kirsten Gillibrand could get a vote early next year. Take a listen.
It's important that we pass Loomis Gillibrand as soon as possible, hopefully early in 2024, because it's the complete regulatory framework for digital assets. Now, I'm absolutely open to having it passed in segments. We put the illicit finance component of our bill in the NDAA with input from other members. We could put the commodities portion into the farm bill. So that would be the Bitcoin specific portion of the bill. We could move some of this through the Finance Committee, some through the Banking Committee, but we're crying out for a clear regulatory framework here. Now, something that might help break the logjam on this is that certain traditional financial institutions like Fidelity and BlackRock We'll be approaching the SEC relatively soon, we believe, to request authorization for a Bitcoin exchange-traded fund. And so as you see these traditional asset managers move into the digital asset space, I think that is another indication that it's time to have a clear regulatory framework. So in the meantime, Senator Gillibrand and I will continue to push on the case for digital assets and a complete regulatory framework at the same time that we encourage the Justice Department to complete their investigation of Binance and Tether that were involved in the illicit finance of Hamas because their platforms were used, and it looks like they turned a blind eye to that. Another thing that's happening with Tether is their stable coin is a significant holder of U.S. Treasury bonds. So because they are a big enough player in that space, there's some risk to the U.S. Of having this stable coin unregulated.
Right, my issue here is, right, how could they allow US treasuries to be bought with stable coins, especially when there's no regulation? I don't get that bit. Anyway, if that's the case, as for Binance, and they said about them turning a blind eye, I'm not sure, because apparently I have done a video on this as well, I think it's last week, where I spoke on the issue with this, because Hezbollah or whoever they are, Hamas or whoever they are, did do it, but they stopped because of crypto being very easily tracked. So hence, so I'm not sure where they're going to go with that, but hopefully they just do what they need to do. Make clear regulations, for God's sake. Start. It needs to happen. We're way overdue. Come on. You need to put Gary Gensler in check now. It's ridiculous that he's holding the rest of the world at ransom.
So we've been really working with Patrick McHenry in the House to get the stablecoin component of our bill moving. And we're flexible. Senator Gillibrand and I see the small differences between the House and the Senate versions, specifically related to stablecoins. We know they're resolvable, and we're flexible with regard to that. So I think we're going to be able to get to a resolution on stablecoin now that the U.S. House has this wonderful new speaker, and they're again open for business. We think we can turn our attention once again to the stablecoin component of our bill, possibly even still before the end of this calendar year.
What about, you mentioned the stablecoin portion, but we also know the House Financial Services has put forth their own framework for regulating crypto, something that would garner support on the House floor, assuming we can get this government funded in time, perhaps as soon as this year on the crypto front. Is that something you would support as well?
Well, I am extremely supportive of whichever body, the House or the Senate, can move this legislation first, that they do so. Whoever has the political will to begin to move this forward is fine for me. I am very flexible, willing to work with the House committee. And in fact, we've been in touch with the House committee, Democrat and Republican leaders for months, and we stay in touch with them, and our staff stay in touch with them. So these things aren't happening in a vacuum between the House and the Senate. They're happening with constant coordination between the House and the Senate.
And Senator Lummis also told me on Tether that she wants more transparency because Tether holds so many U.S. treasuries, perhaps in some cases more than other countries, and wants to understand whether that poses a systemic risk to our financial system. She also wants to learn who the U.S. corresponding bank is here on Wall Street for Tether. Michelle?
Right. So there are issues, like she said, but I mean, like, how did they get hold of U.S. Treasuries is beggars belief in my view. How did that happen? Anyway, let me go find you Brad Garlinghouse, and then we'll end it there, guys.
Crypto is helping transform finance businesses today in a few different ways. And I think one of the challenges for the industry has been to focus on solving real problems for real customers. And Ripple, obviously, from its earliest days, focused on the problem around cross-border payments. That's a point of a lot of friction as measured by speed and cost. And by focusing there, we've been able to have a big impact on that, relatively small piece. But I think over the next years, you're going to see many financial transactions where a middleman sits, a middle transaction, an intermediary. Those will get removed, and we'll use blockchain and other digital asset type technologies to remove that friction. And I think all of society will benefit from improving the efficiency of those systems. I think you'll see that. Certainly, you've seen it in securities settlement as an opportunity. The financial transactions around bonds, around derivatives. A lot of these things take a while to settle, and the friction associated actually holds back the industry. Insurance is an industry I think you're going to see touched. Trade finance is an industry that really Ripple, some of our customers have invited us to participate in. And you've seen experimentation around identity in real estate and title management. And these are all examples where I think it's so hard to predict where this will go, in the same way that 25 years ago, when I first got involved in the Internet of Information, I never could have predicted on my smartphone I'd press a button and I'd have a car picking me up minutes later. I think this will permeate lots of different parts of our society.